Next up, taking a peek at the steering wheel and the cluster for the Outlander. First thing I gotta say, I love the digital cluster inside of this thing. It just looks beautiful. It's not gonna be standard across the entire lineup, but the cars that do have it, I just think it looks really sharp. But let's dive into it. I'm gonna show you everything that you need to know about the cluster as well as the steering wheel buttons and things like that inside of this vehicle. Okay, so starting off, stick on the left-hand side. We can adjust what's going on with our running lamps. I always just recommend keeping in the auto setting. We can also turn our fog lamps on, off as necessary there. We can turn on our blinkers, flash our high beams out as necessary there. Stick on the right-hand side is going to be for our wipers, so we can easily adjust our wipers there for the front as well as for the rear. Pull in towards us, and then we've also got and then we can also push away in order to get our rear windshield wiper fluid going. So very straightforward there. We do have paddle shifters inside of this thing. So if you want to, you can adjust what gear you're in. And then all we have to do is just shift out into our manual mode to get the truest performance out of this thing. But a ton of different options. I do love the wheel. It actually feels really nice. We've got these nice metallic highlights along the very bottom there, which is fantastic. Nice Mitsubishi badge right in the middle there. And a quick little horn test. Let's roll down the window a bit. Not too shabby. All right, from there, we can adjust what's going on with our volume inside the vehicle. We can change between songs, radio stations. We can navigate through our presets. We can also do just like a press and hold if we wanted to go that route in order to be able to seek out. So we've got quite a few options available. We've got this button that's going to let us change through the cluster screen. So we'll get to these ones in a second. Let's go through some simple ones. Off to the side there, we do have our base cruise control system, but one cool thing is that we've got this, which is the My Pilot mode. So you can see there, we've got a ton of different options available. And this is really cool because this is essentially like a hands-free driving experience. You technically will occasionally have to put your hands back on the wheel, but it's like an adaptive cruise control system, not quite autopilot, but pretty dang close to it on top of that, which is fantastic. So it's going to keep us perfectly balanced in our lane as we go. Toggle the system on off very easily there. We also do have this little button along the bottom right hand side, and this is going to be our distance indicator. So how close or how far are we away from the vehicle that's in front of us? You can see that adjust as we go. It's really, really neat. But once we get to our ideal speed, we're going to either go up or down in order to increase or decrease 1 kilometer, 1 mile per hour at a time. And then one cool thing is that with this system activated, if we're, let's say, on the highway stop and go traffic, it's going to bring us down to a stop, and that can also bring us right back up to our set speed again. So it's a really, really great system. We can also make her hang up on a phone call if we want to, and we've got our voice command prompt.
Please say or select a command.
So you can see our command prompt going crazy there, but we've got a ton of options. Like we've got some things for phone, navigation, audio, and things like that. But if you want more of a walk around on how this works, check down in the description below for the full walkthrough on that cluster screen, or on the media screen there instead. But so many cool options that are available here. Next up, let's go through that little cluster, well, that big, beautiful cluster screen, I should say. There are a ton of options available. It's all controlled through this pad along the left-hand side. So we can scroll up or down this way, and you can see we've got a few dots right along actually here, let me zoom you in. There we go. That'll make it a teeny little bit easier there. And let's focus you in a bit. There we go. All right, so all we're going to do, so up and down there is going to let us go between all of our different subscreens. And we can go left versus right side. So there are a ton of different settings available. So our mouse wheel there lets us go up and down between different settings if we want to. We can go left and right this way too. And then we've got our basic OK button there. So let's go through some things. So our OK button is right in the middle. But we go through our main. We've got our main home screen. We've got all of our different options there. So we've got our manual reset 1, 2, so all of our different trip counters and things like that. If we want to reset, we're just going to press and hold OK. And we can also reset all our fuel economy, speed, driving distance, and things like that. So we reset all. Let's go, actually, let's say yes. Yes, and if we exit out, you can see it's reset everything for us instead. And we can go down, it's manually reset all of that stuff. And as I showed you earlier, we can reset all of it if we want to, or we can just reset individual things if we'd like. Moving across to the side, we can see our tire pressure and as well as our super all-wheel control. So we can see which wheel has which amount of power as we go. Moving over, we've also got our navigation there. So we can see as of right now, currently not going anywhere, but if we had our map set up there, so let's go this way, go to our map, and we're going to look at destination, previous destination. Let's select one of these guys. And we're going to start.
The route calculation is complete. Proceed to the nearest road.
Okay, so one thing I wish, but it doesn't look like, oh, will it? Will it? Oh, yeah, it will. Our map right inside of the cluster screen, which is amazing. Oh, I love that. That is really cool. Now, one thing, we also do have a head-up display here. We could show all of our navigation and things like that, our turn-by-turn directions in that head-up display. I'll get to that one in a second, but it is so cool that we've got that map available as an option right in the screen. Oh, I love it. So we can see our current route, and then if we want to, we can just cancel the route back on the screen again. And canceled, and then it just brings back this main screen. Scrolling off to the side, we've got what station's currently playing. We can change sources if we want to, so go AM, FM, etc. And I showed you earlier, we can go up and down with our audio this way. Moving off to the side, we are back to our main screen there, and we can also show a few things. So we've got a few different settings available here. So our lane departure warning, so if we go into a lane without signaling, it's gonna let us know, give us a warning, and then prevention, so it's gonna nudge us back into our lane if we've got that setting turned on. Moving back, we've got our blind spot system, 2 different options depending on the trim level. We've got our warning, which is going to give us a little blind spot warning on the side view mirror. So our side view mirror is gonna highlight, letting us know of a potential of somebody in our blind spot. And our blind spot assist, if it recognizes there's somebody in the blind spot, it's going to brake for us or just nudge us over so that we don't get into a collision. Emergency brake for front and rear. So if there's a pedestrian in front of the vehicle you don't see, it's going to brake for us. As we're backing up, if we don't see an obstacle, it's also going to brake for us on top of that. And back, oh, is that it? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, perfect. And back over, we've also got whatever notifications are currently on. You can see there, we've got one warning for washer fluid that needs to be topped up, and then a series of different settings. So if we wanted to turn on our traction control system on off, so all of our different safety settings there, you can see, it essentially gives us a ton of a warning, like, this is not a good thing. So we can toggle that system off if we want to. Our driver assistant settings, we can adjust there. So do we want to have it help with steering assist? Our lane, which we saw those ones earlier, blind spot, emergency brake. Do we want to show traffic signs? Do we want to have our speed adjusted by our route? Do we want to have a speed limit assist on there as well? For our parking sensors, do we want it to show moving objects, front and rear parking sensors, and which volume do we want for our sensors? So if we want to toggle any of these things off, if that beeping that you get as you back up drives you nuts, you could toggle it off if you want to, but I mean, listen to this. So that's going to be our parking sensor for the front, but if we turn it off, we drive, it's not there, but we do have an obstacle in front of us there. So, I mean, it is nice that we do have that flexibility in order to turn these systems on off. Rear cross traffic alert, so as we go to back up, if somebody's coming perpendicular left or right, it's going to let us know of a potential collision. If you veer over into another lane too many times without signaling, we're eventually going to get a notification telling us we should probably take a break. We've got our low temperature alert on top of that, so quite a few different options available there. Moving back, we've got our personal display. So what do we want showing? Do we want to have our average speed? And that's just off to this little screen there. So you can see, do we want it blank? Do we want to have our navigation showing, time to destination, our gear position, etc. So we can change out all these different things. We've also got a head-up display. The head-up display, I wonder if you're going to be able to see it here. If I darken you up a little bit. Oh yeah, you can. You can see it. There it is. You can see that we've got our speed there. So it is really cool, but we've got the flexibility of adjusting quite a few different things available there. So we can adjust the brightness if we want to. So if you want it darker, brighter, if you want to move it up and down, etc. We can also adjust the height to this thing very simply. We can jump back, we can adjust our rotation, and we can select the content that's showing up. So it's really cool. So if we jump back down for a second there, I'll brighten you back up a bit. And let's focus you in. But you can see there, so we've got our navigation, driving assistance, traffic signs, things like that. So it's really cool. Now, one thing you might notice is that your head-up display might be grayed out. If that's the case, there's a button just by your left knee. We're going to push that in order to be able to turn the head-up display on as well. But it is nice that we've got so many options available. We can just reset it back to our factory default if we've done one too many things and we don't like the way it looks. Options for our eco mode. Do we want to have the vehicle help us with driver assistance? Yes, no for our eco indicators, etc. We can look at our history there to see if we've gotten some good mileage on top of that. I'm just parked, which is why it's so terrible right now. And then we've also got our tire press for our eco advice. TPMS settings, do we want the vehicle to show us what our tire pressure is? We can adjust the clock from in here on top of that. So auto, obviously, so we can't adjust any of these other things because we're in auto, but if we go into our manual versus time zone, we'd be able to adjust more of these options. Different things for vehicle settings. Do we want to turn on our electric tailgate? So our power tailgate up, down. Our lighting, do we want to show our welcome light on the outside? Do we want to have our accent lighting showing throughout the vehicle there on top of that? So we've got some different options available there, which is kind of neat. Moving back, we've got some options for locking. So do we want to have our exterior door switch turned on or off for all of these different things? Yes, no. Do we want to have our door unlock? So for ignition, so do we want to have our doors unlock automatically when we shift to park, when we turn the vehicle off, or do we just never want the auto unlock to happen? Do we want to have our horn beeping when we lock the vehicle? Yes, no. And then do we want to have our auto door lock? So we've got unlock when the vehicle's off, or do we want to have the doors automatically lock when we're out of park or when we hit our vehicle speed, so we start driving away? Wipers, do we want to have it speed sensing, rain sensing, and then reverse? So if we're in reverse and we've got our front windshield wipers going, if we put the vehicle in reverse, it's automatically going to turn our rear wipers on top of that. Moving back, our driver position. So what that means is that if we've got the setting turned on, if we've got power seats, it's going to lower the seat and back it up in order for you to be able to get in and out of the vehicle a little bit easier. And rear seat alert. Check the back seats. Yes, no, we've got an alert or a horn and alert. So just to make sure that you didn't forget somebody in the back seat there. Maintenance, so for oil control systems, filters, things like that. If you're doing work yourself, you can adjust this. Otherwise, your Mitsubishi dealer will automatically adjust this for you. We can customize the display a little bit. So if we want to be able to change out what's there, we can easily adjust that, which is so neat. Oh, so cool. Route guidance, do we want our alerts showing up there? Do we want our cruise screen? Do we want our welcome effects or welcome animation when we turn the vehicle on off? I mean, it does look pretty neat. So hold on, let me show you here. Vehicle off. Vehicle back on. Look at that. That's kind of neat. So we've got quite a few different options that are available there. It's going to be a matter of preference what shows up there. But moving back again. All right, so a ton of other options that are available there. We've got our TPMS settings, customize, display, which we saw earlier. Operation guidance. Do we want to have different languages or your units? So do we want to have kilometers, miles per gallon, etc.? But watch when we do that. So it automatically switches up the cluster screen for us as well, which is fantastic. Moving back, we've got our tire pressure, temperature. So do we want Celsius, Fahrenheit, English, French, or Spanish? Tons of options. We can also do a factory reset. So if we've done one too many things to it, we can just reset it to bring it back to our factory defaults there instead. And that is pretty much everything with the exception of, so we've got our button there in order to get to our shortcut here. So a few different options. We can change our view. Watch this. Oh, that is kind of, okay, so that is kind of neat. It opens things up even more. So on this one, it's going to be a matter of preference, but we can push this little button along the bottom of the steering wheel there in order to change things out a little bit easier. For a few things. So we've got our personal display, driver assistance, and a few things, but it is so neat that we've got this available as an option. Like, I kind of like that gear view, but then you've got your traditional like tachometer, speedometer view as well. It's really going to be a matter of personal preference, but quite a few different things that were covered off, I know, but that's everything you need to know about the steering wheel as well as the cluster screen inside of the Mitsubishi Outlander. That was a look at the steering wheel and cluster inside of the Mitsubishi Outlander. I love how it's fully digital as an option. Having maps built right in, I think is really cool all at the same time. What are your thoughts? If you have any questions, drop down in the comments section below and let me know. More than willing to talk you through issues that you might be having. But if you enjoyed this video, thumbs up, share it with your social networks. And until I see you next time, take care.